Hello YouTube. This race starts off rather quick. We're racing Corvette Monza. The Corvette is the US Race Car Pack Edition, the C7R, 500-ish horsepower here. Here we go. We're starting off in 8th position, I think, and breaking into the very first turn here, which is going to be hectic with this many cars and project cars. It's usually not the best. Here I am bumping the BMW. Coming a little wide to try and give other racers a little bit of room and squeeze between some of these wrecks that are going on here. And here we go into the first long curve. So from here on out, it's a power management game. It's trying to get onto the throttle correctly, trying to get on the brakes at the correct time, hitting the apexes. So lap 1, 5th place somehow managed here by squeezing through all that carnage. So I initially intended to race the Cadillac ATS VR GT3. I saw that in the US race car pack and I was like, hey, I want to race that car. It looks nice. It looks like it could be fun. So then I started looking through the rest of the car pack once I downloaded it and got it installed. I saw this Corvette and I couldn't pass up this opportunity to try out this Corvette. So loaded it, started a session that was already in, or joined a session that was already in a practice. So I got about 5 minutes worth of practice. So I made some adjustments. I changed the front downforce to be 0 and I increased the rear downforce to be, I think, the highest, because coming out of the corners, every time I hit the gas I was just spinning around. It was a very difficult time managing the gas coming out of some of these corners, and it would just constantly spin me around. So here we are, passing the starting line for lap 2, coming into the first corner again, getting on the brakes, trying to hit this apex correctly. That looks okay, and then getting on the gas successfully this time. So I don't think I stay in 5th position this entire race, but I'll shut up and let you watch a few of these laps. When it gets closer to the end, I will rejoin and I'll explain some of the things that I think were happening here. But I don't stay in 5th position this entire race. I lose and I gain, and the ending is rather pleasing. A lot better than I expected. So the very first time I'm racing this car, and it's also the very first time I chose to record it. So it's a win-win all the way around. No secrets being told here. So I'll shut up and let you watch these next few laps. I think lap 3 and 4 are moderately uneventful. I mess up in a corner or two, but that'll be alright. Enjoy. So notice here, somehow I went from 5th to 4th. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, because I think I had passed that guy. Yeah, okay, so I think he just gained his position back. It's in a Jetta or a BMW. I'm not really sure what that car is. But he's apparently faster than I am. I have a little confidence barrier that I'm trying to get over with trying to learn exactly where I can brake, and obviously that wasn't the best braking zone. I think I was focusing on those 2 cars in front of me instead of worrying about my braking zone and the apex that I need to hit, how fast I was going. So looks like I lost a position on that one because of that little error. So looking up at the little map and my time, I noticed that not that too far behind the 5th place, and then even looking at the little white dots on the map, I noticed, wow, the first 4 positions are all stuck together, so I might have a chance at catching up to them, I was thinking. So at this point, I'm going to buckle down, focus on that gas delivery coming out of the corners and hitting my apex and getting the braking as best as I can. I know I think some of the corners I brake early, but as long as as long as I'm hitting the apex correctly and I can get on the gas early enough, then I can learn the braking zones better. I think that corner, this corner right here on Parabolica, I think is one of my best braking zones that I've learned. I can hit the brakes on there pretty hard, come in somewhat close to the apex and get on the gas and roll out pretty good, consistently at least. So here we go, the start of lap 4. Apex there is correct, and gassing out of here looks okay as well. Let's see if we can reel in some of these top 5 positions. On the brakes, nice and hard. Smooth turning in, smooth coming out, getting on the gas nice and smooth. Apex was okay on that, could have been better. Could have been a lot better there. I end up running off the course there. Coming back on nice and smoothly though. I didn't really have to worry about looking around to make sure I wasn't going to run into anyone, because there's no one around me. It's the nice thing about racing kind of alone, not having other people or other racers around you, is if you make a mistake you can meander back onto the racetrack without any effects or ruining someone else's race. I think one of the things that we need to do in these project car races is, if you run off, then don't ruin someone else's race. Try and pull back on nice and smoothly, even a couple wheels just at a time, and then when you know you're safe, or you've let the other racers know you're pulling back on and they can move over, then pull on. But don't do the full-on drag your car all the way across the track just to get back on. So here we are in lap 5, first corners, and get on the gas a little too hard here. Started to spin, but I caught it and saved the car for another fight. Let's see if we can continue on and try and reel in these first 5 positions. It's going to be a tough job. On the brakes, hitting the apex is okay. On the gas, a little bit of wiggling coming out of there, but that's alright. I didn't hit the apex on that corner at all. Didn't really run off, so that's good. Let's see if we can hit the apex here. That was clean. We'll take that. We're on part of the backstretch, and looks like I didn't get enough braking action and went into that corner a bit too hot, spun the back end around into the wall. But I noticed that even with that mistake, I'm really not that far from 5th position, so that's still good because I could reel him in. Very into Parabolica, hitting the brakes nice and hard, quick, turning in, getting on the gas, smoothing it out as the turn extends itself. And here we are into lap 6. With the braking zone for the first turn, hit that apex nice and clean, hit the second apex clean. Do I get on the gas? Yes, we do. And that much closer to reeling in. Hey, wait a minute. We must have had someone pit. 2 cars pit. Because we were 6th position, now we're up to 4, so we gained a couple positions because a couple people pitted. We'll take that too. Here we are braking again, hitting apexes, getting on the gas successfully, not letting our 3rd place get away. Alright, here we go, leading into the back stretch here. I just saw 2nd place just slightly out in front, so he's in our view. First and second is bunched up, and looks like 3rd probably be bunched up with him in a moment. Maybe they'll start racing. Braking zone correctly there, coming through those corners nice and clean, getting on the gas. Falling in line with 3rd place, maybe get some slipstream here. On the brakes, I noticed I started catching this, I guess it's a BMW, started catching him. So I knew I was good on that last corner there in the braking zone, and hopefully we can use that and capitalize on it against 1st, 2nd, and 3rd positions. So here we go. We got 3 more laps to go, starting lap 7 into the brake zone for the first corner. I see some smoke, and maybe from braking or getting on the gas, someone fishtailing, but I think that's in my favor for either 1st or 2nd place, so that's okay with me. The more they mess up, the closer I can get. Here we are on the brakes, trying to hit the apex, and on the gas a little too hard, early and hard. At least I saved it, so we can get into another fight. Trying to hit these apexes here. That wasn't too bad. I ended up running off the course a little bit. Looks like maybe 2 wheels off, but I saved it. Still don't have anybody behind me, so I don't have to worry about if I make mistakes having to pull back on safely. Alright, into braking zone again. See, do I hit the apex? That looks clean, and whoa! Looks like a car wrecked and popped himself back into the middle of the course, and he was ghosted, so I didn't run into him, which is good for me, but it run onto the side of the Jeanette or BMW and into the back of this McLaren. We're going to try and give him a bump and boost him forward a little bit. Did it work? Doesn't look like it, so I was trying to help us along since I didn't want to pull off to the right and run into that into what or who is 1st place now. Didn't want to wreck us, so I figured staying behind the McLaren and maybe using the draft and bumping him NASCAR style would give us a little bit of a benefit, but didn't get us anywhere. So here comes an Audi, I think out of the pit, and pulls out in front of well, that was 1st place, and he fishtails and gets bumped out, so that's okay. So here we are in 3rd position. We're behind the McLaren again, and I'm not going to try and pass him through these chicanes here, because I know my braking is okay, but my getting on the gas and getting out of here is not the best. It's not the greatest, so I'm going to play this safe, let him have these corners, and the other 2nd half of the course is probably where I'm better and faster. So out of that corner and probably through the rest of this course, I'm probably better and faster as that McLaren. So I'm gonna wait and see how I do. We're on the backstretch, into the braking zone. You can see I clearly catch up to them. I close it. Trying to pull out of here. I hit the curbs, which slows me down a little bit. and see if I fall into the slipstream. And I didn't really fall into the slipstream of these two. I noticed they are slipstreaming it, and I didn't really follow in. I think I just stuck the left line. I knew I'm going to come in and brake hard, and they go wide, and as that Jetta or BMW tries to cut back in, it looks like he runs into me and maybe runs offline. I take a quick back glance look, and I didn't really see him, so maybe he ran off the course from hitting me. So out of that, we managed second place. So here we are catching up on the McLaren again. Definitely going to catch him in the braking zone here. He's not really going to get too far from this corner. Except on the gas. He is quicker on the gas than I am. I have to be very gentle with getting out of these corners with this Corvette. So he's pulling away, which I expected, and this is he's better. I've noticed that the racers that were in first, second, and third were better in this portion of the course. So here I am. Being challenged by, I'm not really sure where he came out of. If that was the Jetta or BMW that bumped me earlier, but he clearly got bumped again. He tried coming through on my left side, which I tried leaving him room, so I'm not sure where he went again. Maybe that Jetta or BMW just can't handle the brightness of this Corvette and blinded him as he comes so close to me and he gets shunted off. So, nevertheless, we keep second place through the back stretch, and first place just looks so far out in the distance that I just don't think that I'm gonna catch him at this point. But then again, this last corner is one of my favorites. I tend to hit the braking better than these guys, and what do you know? Catch right up to him, and as long as I get on the gas correctly here, we'll probably be able to get in his slipstream and catch right back up to him. So if I can stay this close to him for the rest of the lap, for lap 10, then I can keep second and maybe even pass him. So someone looks like pulls out. Pulls out from the pits, and it was a fourth position, and this BMW pretty quick, and I'm not sure why he's all of a sudden racing instead of letting first place go past him, but let's see what happens here. Yep, that just happened. So luckily, the McLaren was put into the wall, but his stellar driving allowed him to maneuver out of that, get back on the track, and go around the BMW. BMW stayed in the grass, and I guess just couldn't get back onto the road. But I'm not sure why all of that collision happened. Maybe he just wasn't happy that he was in first place. So here we are on the backstretch, and once again, I'm feeling like this McLaren is a little bit too far out in front for me to even try. So here we are on the braking. I thought I could do a little better job there catching up to him, but I don't. Trying to get on the gas coming out of these corners, and I'm going to fall into his slipstream here, and well, I'll let you just watch the rest of it. So from 8th to 1st in a car that I've never driven before, and really just changed the setup on it minutes before this race, and somehow managed to pull off a first place. I had help from back markers, but a win is a win. Thanks for watching. Like if you like. Dislike if you dislike it. If you want to leave a comment about my narrative or how I drove, anything, questions, put the comments below. Thanks. Bye.